Russia, Turkey, and Iran working toward a solution to bring the civil war raging in Syria to an end. But noticeably missing from the negotiating table is the United States of America. There is a significant vacuum of power in the Middle East now. Brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Bill Hemmer. Thank you for being with us today. Martha's got some time off for the holiday. How you doing, Heather?
I'm doing good. Nice to be back.
Working all day, aren't you?
Busy day, yeah.
Good for you.
I'm in for Martha. And officials from all three countries, as we mentioned, they're holding talks this week in Moscow. But the U.S. Secretary of State was not invited, and the United Nations not consulted. Rich Edson is live for us at the State Department. Rich, the State Department claims that this is not a snub. How so?
Heather, the State Department is saying exactly that. Spokesman John Kirby denies the United States has been sidelined or excluded. However, the U.S. is acknowledging that Secretary of State John Kerry was not invited to these discussions. The public position from the State Department, if these three countries in Moscow can find a solution in Syria, that's fine with them.
It wasn't about being kicked out of the party. If it can be successful, if they can do something that we haven't been able to do on a different multilateral effort in the past, well, you know, that's so much the better.
Kirby also says that Russia and Turkey are updating U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry on these discussions, Heather.
And so critics say the U.S. is now sidelined in the conflict.
Yeah, they argue that essentially it's Russia taking the lead. Russia's goal here is simply to maintain the power of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in these discussions and in the war in Syria. And one former U.S. ambassador says the United States now finds itself in the unusual position of watching peace negotiations in the Middle East.
That's not in our interest. It's not in the interest, I think, of the Syrian people to have the Russian government, which has just been bombing the people of East Aleppo, in the driver's seat in this conflict.
This is also as the United States continues fighting ISIS. We do have some new data to present to you. ISIS inspired or conducted attacks in Europe totaled 16 last year. We're now seeing about 11 attacks thus far this year, and that includes the truck attack in the Berlin Christmas market. Of course, investigators are still trying to determine what exactly or who exactly was responsible for it. ISIS has claimed responsibility. Those numbers also don't include U.S. data, and don't include Orlando and San Bernardino, which were the two deadliest U.S. terror attacks since 9/11 in the United States.
Yeah, it is
Heather?
growing. All right. Rich Edson live for us. Thank you, Rich.